Well, hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to Library Class at Home with Mr. S. I hope everybody is having a good time with this distance learning, and I hope you're washing your hands and staying safe. Today is Tuesday, which means I would like to give a special shout out to all of my Tuesday classes. That means Mrs. Ritter's class, Mrs. Rice's class, Mrs. Milan's class, Mrs. McConnell's class, and Mrs. DeSantis's class. I hope everyone is good, and I can't wait till we are all back in school so I can see you guys in the library on Tuesdays. Well, this is Spirit Week at school this week, and today's day is Your Future's So Bright You Have to Wear Shades. So I hope everybody's got a pair of sunglasses, and if you don't have a pair of sunglasses, that's fine. You can always make a pair of glasses with your hands just by going like this, or, let me see, how did I do it? By going like this. There you go. Do I look ridiculous? I hope I do. All right, well, I got my sunglasses, and I'm going to put them on. These are my favorite sunglasses because they are round, because they are dark, and because they are cool. So I have a book picked out for today. The book I picked is called Sun Up, because when the sun is up, you usually have to wear your sunglasses, right? It makes it easier to see. Plus, nothing is brighter than the sun. Well, maybe your futures are brighter than the sun. I don't know. So my story is Sun Up. It was written by Alvin Trusselt, and it was illustrated by Roger Dovison. And we're going to check this story out. Here we go. Sun Up. Early in the morning, before the sun rose, when the first birds sang, even while everyone was asleep, the rooster flapped his wings and crowed a cock-a-doodle-doo. Another day was beginning. Slowly in the sky in the east, it grew light, waiting for the sun to appear. One by one, the stars faded out, till only the morning star glowed in the brightening sky. Then, suddenly, the sun was up, and the purple night shadows slipped away to sleep in the dark corners. And this is kind of interesting, boys and girls. Do you know what we call something like this? That's right, we call it a farm. So, I believe this story takes place on a farm. The sun spied on a tiny field mouse as she scurried around, looking for her breakfast. The sun sparkled on the dewdrops hanging in a spider's web. The sun shone on a farmer as he went to the barn to milk his cows. And the sun peeked in the window at a little boy who lay asleep in his bed. It was time to wake up. The sun climbed higher in the sky and made the day grow hotter. Now the morning mists were all gone, and tall sunflowers creaked on their thick stalks to face the sun. The farmer squinted his eyes at the bright sun in the high blue sky. "Oh boy, today will be a scorcher," he said, and drove his wagon load of hay into the sweet-smelling darkness of the barn. The little boy felt the heat of the sun on his back as he walked through the meadow with his dog. He heard the crickets chirp and rasp in the tall, fragrant grass, and a single catbird scolded at him from a blueberry patch. Now the day was very hot, and everything hid from the burning sun. Lazy cows lay in the shade of a sycamore tree. They chewed their cud and flicked flies with their ropey tails. The chickens scratched and clucked in the shadow of a barn, out of the heat of the sun. The little boy went into the woods to fish, but even the sunfish hid in the cool blackness at the bottom of the pond. Only the farmer was about, tossing forkfuls of hay onto the wagon. But the sun shone on in the cloudless blue sky, and nobody could remember when there had been such a hot day. Then suddenly, everywhere, all at the same time, everything was still. The crickets stopped chirping. The catbird ended his song and cocked his head up. The cows swallowed their cud and rolled their eyes. The farmer leaned against the wagon, mopping his head with a large red handkerchief, and the little boy ran out of the woods to look at the sky. A low rumble rolled over the sky, and everyone heard it at once, and muttering thunder rolled over the sky as well. Oh boy, so what do you think's gonna happen here, boys and girls? It was a really, really hot day, so hot that nobody wanted to do anything. The cows didn't want to do anything, the boy tried to stay cool, the farmer had to work, but everybody else was too hot to do anything. And then all of a sudden everything stopped, and now they're hearing thunder rolling across the sky. Do you know what that usually means? That's right, that means it's gonna rain. And when you hear thunder, that means it's not going to be like a gentle little shower. It's going to be a lot of rain. Even the sun seemed to hear it, and a haze covered its face. Slowly at first, then faster and faster, black clouds boiled up to hide the sun, and blue lightning flashed through the clouds. A hot wind stirred the dust in the road, and the trees turned pale as the wind twisted back their leaves. Where did the sun go? The little boy climbed up on the wagon, and the farmer led them quickly to the barn before the rain came down. And look at that sky. If that's not a stormy sky, I don't know what is. The wind blew harder, and the trees tossed. On rolled the thunder, and ripe drops of rain came plopping down. The chickens squawked and scurried for shelter in the barn. The cows huddled together close to the sycamore tree, and the dog hid away underneath the hay wagon. The little boy stood beside his father and watched the rain beat down on the muddy ground. He saw the lightning jump across the sky. He felt the mighty thunder shake the barn. He could smell the wet freshness of the summer rain. And now the wind was still. The thunder rolled farther and farther away over the stormy sky. The rain had stopped, and the sun shone once more through the torn pieces of the clouds. The birds sang in the coolness after the rain, and a delicate rainbow arched across the sky. The clouds turned pink and scarlet as the sun sank down in the west. In the clear-washed blue of the sky hung the new moon, with a single bright star sparkling beside it. The farmer got ready to milk his cows again. The little boy called to his dog and went in to wash up for supper. All the purple night shadows woke up and stole quietly out of the corners. And the rooster settled himself on his perch and went to sleep. And that, boys and girls, is the end of my story. There's one more page here where you can see the beautiful night sky and then the hot sunny day. Well, that was a pretty cool story, and it showed just how quickly things can change in nature. 1 minute, the sun could be shining, you could have your cool sunglasses on, and everything's hot, and the next thing you know, a storm could come out of nowhere, and suddenly it's raining, and you gotta run inside. That happened to me once when I went to the beach. It was a beautiful sunny day, but as soon as I put my blanket down, all these clouds came out and I had to run. It was a thunderstorm, just like in our story. A lot of people are scared by thunderstorms, but some people absolutely love them. When I was a little boy and it would be a really loud thunderstorm, I used to love to look out the window to see if I could see the lightning. Of course, I was safe in my house when I did that. But I used to love to. Thunder and lightning never really scared me. I used to think it was wonderful. So that was my story for the day. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you're wearing your shades. And if you're not wearing your shades, that's perfectly fine too. Tomorrow is going to be another fun day. I believe it is dressed like a superhero day, so you'll have to check back and see what kind of crazy thing I'm wearing tomorrow. You can see all of my videos on your Google Classroom page, and if for some reason you can't access your Google Classroom page, you can see all my videos on YouTube. The name of my channel is Library Class at Home with Mr. S. I hope you had a great time. Check back tomorrow for another great story, and until then, remember, keep your hands washed, help out at home, and enjoy yourself. I'll see you tomorrow.
Drop it.